afternoon once again. Welcome to chemistry. I'm teacher Bernard Ochieng, chemistry teacher. In our previous lesson, we learned that hydrogen half cell can be used to obtain the standard electrical potentials of different chemical species. Like whatever you're seeing on the board, these are the standard electrical potentials of different these chemical species. We have magnesium, zinc, copper, and silver. And in our previous lesson, we also learned the reason why some are negative and some are positive. This, for example, zinc half cell, comparatively with the hydrogen half cell, zinc half cell is more negative because more electrons are filling up at the zinc electron compared to that of hydrogen half cell. The same applies to magnesium. But if you look at that of copper, copper being below hydrogen electrical series, copper is assigned positive inert value, reason being comparatively with the hydrogen half cell, it is more positive with respect to hydrogen. Hydrogen half cell will now be more negative and will be placed on the left hand side. Now, the electrical potential can be used to calculate the electromotive force of a cell, or what we call in short EMF. Now, when we have, for example, two half cells of, for example, magnesium and zinc half cell, the way I've placed them in such a way that magnesium is on my left hand side. What is the possible reason why I've placed magnesium on the left hand side and not on the right hand side? You can use the inert values to determine which half cell will undergo oxidation and which half cell will undergo reduction. Comparatively, if you look at the inert values of magnesium and zinc, magnesium is more negative compared to zinc. Magnesium is negative 2.34 volts, while zinc is negative 0.76. And from the inert value, you'll be able to know which half cell has the tendency, the highest tendency to lose electrons. The ones that are more negative has the highest tendency to lose electrons. The ones that are less negative has the highest tendency of releasing electrons. The ones are positive, the ones that are more positive tend to accept electrons and therefore being reduced. They have the highest ability. We call them the strongest oxidizing agents because they can easily accept electrons and make other species to become oxidized. Now, if you have an half cell, for example, a half cell of zinc, or magnesium and zinc, this is an electrochemical cell. We have said that we can use the electrical potential to obtain the electromotive force of a cell. The question is, how do we get the electromotive force of a cell? Whatever is will be reflected in the voltmeter. We need to ask ourselves, there are two approaches we can make. One, we need to ask ourselves, in this particular half cell, what type of reaction will occur? Indeed, in this type of reaction, we have magnesium solid from the electrode, will go to the solution to form magnesium ions, like that, by releasing two electrons. It is these two electrons that flow through the connecting wire, and they pile up at the zinc ion half cell. So, if you look at the electrical potential of magnesium, in this case here, magnesium is accepting electrons to form magnesium ions. So magnesium ions are being reduced to magnesium solid. And then this is what is obtained. But this is the exact opposite of what is happening here. When this reaction occurs, and that is the inert value of magnesium, in this case magnesium goes to the solution to form magnesium ions by releasing two electrons. We must revert the sense of the sign of the inert value because this is the reverse of that one. So in this case here, the inert value, we are using inert value because hydrogen half cell has been used as a reference half cell. And therefore, we shall have positive 2.37 volts. This is the equation for the reaction taking place in this particular half cell, and this is now the inert value because it is the direct opposite of what is given as the reduction potential there. But in this particular half cell, we have zinc ions in aqueous solution, accepting the electrons that are lost. Electrons which are lost by magnesium half cell to form zinc solid. Now, please when you're writing, you need to take care of symbols to write properly. Capital Z with small n. The inert value here, because this is reduction potential similar to what we are given here, we write it the way it is. The inert value here is negative 0.76 volts. Once you place it like this, the last thing that we're left to do is to get the summation of the electric potentials. If you get the summation of electric potentials, in this case, because it is plus positive 2.37 volts minus this one here, the overall becomes negative. And then we now subtract. 7 minus 1 minus 6 is 1. And then here we borrow 1 from here, getting us 13. 13 minus this one here is 6. And then the left one becomes 1 like that. So we write positive. Positive 1.61 volts. This is the input value for the electromotive force for this particular electrochemical cell. What will be reflected here? And then we can as well accompany this with the ionic equation. We have magnesium solid, releasing electrons to zinc ions like this in aqueous state to form magnesium ions like this in aqueous state plus zinc solid. So this is the ionic equation, and this is the electrochemical cell electromotive force that we wanted to obtain. So we can use the inert value to obtain the electromotive force of a cell. This is one example of doing it. Alternatively, of how to calculate the EMF of a cell, EMF of the cell is also obtained by obtaining the EMF of the cell that undergoes reduction minus the EMF of the cell, the electromotive, the EMF of the cell that undergoes the reduction potential of the cell that undergoes oxidation, like that. So the question is, how do we use this formula? First, you must identify which cell is undergoing reduction and which cell is undergoing oxidation. Like in this case, we shall have magnesium. Magnesium is a half cell that undergoes oxidation because it's losing electrons. So its inert value is indicated here. So it is the one which undergoes oxidation. We have negative 2.37 volts, like that. And this is the half cell that undergoes reduction, and its inert value for reduction potential is negative 0.76. So if you work up this, we shall have negative 0.76 plus, remember plus minus turns to be positive, to have 2.37 volts. This will lead us to the same equation here, the same answer, giving us here positive 1.661 volts. So there are two approaches you can use to obtain the electromotive force of a cell. One, you can use this approach where you identify the half cell that undergoes oxidation, and then you interchange the sign, and then the half cell that undergoes reduction, and then you sum. Or you can use this particular formula to obtain the electromotive force of a cell. This is what will be deflected with the voltmeter. You also have a reduction potential. For example, here, the one that is negative and the one that is positive. The question is, how do we come up with the EMF of a cell, for example, of that of zinc and copper? In the case of zinc and copper, how do we come up with the electromotive force of this particular cell? This is the case of magnesium and zinc. But in the case of now zinc and copper, and yet they have different signs, the question is, how do we now identify? In such a case, when you have zinc ion, like that, half cell, and also copper ions, copper solid, half cell, how do we come up with the electromotive force of this particular cell? First, you must identify from the inert values. The diagram will not be drawn for you, so it's your responsibility to identify which half cell will undergo oxidation and which half cell will undergo reduction. In case of this case, these two, zinc and copper, you realize that in this case, zinc is more negative and therefore must be on our left hand side, and therefore it is the one that undergoes oxidation, and copper must be on our right hand side, and is therefore a cell that must undergo reduction. So in that particular case, the inert value of the cell is obtained by the inert of the value of the cell that undergoes reduction minus the inert of the cell that undergoes oxidation. So in this case here, that of the cell that will undergo reduction is this of copper. So we just put it plus sign 0.34 volts minus that of zinc that will undergo oxidation, which is negative 0.76 volts. So if you work it out, you realize that in this case it's going to be 0.34 plus 0.76. All this will give us positive 1.10 volts. So this is what will be deflected in the voltmeter. This is how we use to calculate the inert values of electrochemical cell. This is the assignment based on what you have learned. I wish our candidates to, first of all, this is the equation. Given the following reduction potentials, we have the reduction potential of silver, positive 0.8, and magnesium, negative that one. Please write ionic equation for the reaction in the 2-half cell, and then write the cell representation, the cell diagram, or the cell notation, and then come up with the EMF of the cell, the electromotive force of the cell from the reduction potentials. From this you have learned that you can easily calculate the electromotive force given the reduction potentials. Thank you very much. Let us connect in our next lesson.